Okay, today we're talking rental properties. I have told you guys I'm going to make a little series and try to make this as user friendly as possible. This is just what we have done that has brought us success, so we thought we'd share it with you guys. So, Ben, take over. How do we start?
Yeah, so way we started was we actually didn't buy a rental property for rental property's sake to begin with. We bought a townhome for it to be our own personal residence to live in first, with plans to make it a rental property later down the road. This saved us money on down payment because usually for rental property you have to put in down like 25%, which can be a lot of money, but because it was our primary home that we are going to live in first, we only had to put down 5%. That makes it much more affordable to be able to get into a property and then turn it into a rental later. So that's how we started.
I'm just here to look pretty. Okay, go.
Okay, so we were talking in our last video about how we got into rental property by making it our primary residence first. So that meant we only had to put 5% down versus if you're going to be buying a property that's going to be just strictly investment property, it's going to be at least 20% down or 25% down. Now you can go the primary residence route and live in a property for a year, 2 years. There's a certain time allotment that you have to be in there before you can move to your next one, but go from one primary residence to the next, to the next, to the next, turning them into rental properties eventually with only 5% down. But what does 20 or 25% down look like on a $300,000 purchase price?
So 25% down on $300,000. 75,000.
Holy smokes.
Or you could do the 25%
20%.
or 20%, sorry. And then it would be 60 grand. We've done this a couple times,
so obviously that gets pretty expensive. Things that help you save up that money is living below your means, making sure you're putting some money away.
Okay, so the one thing about putting the 25% down versus the 20% down, so putting this number down instead, you can get a lower rate. If you put this down, you'll get a higher rate. So that's why we tend to put down the 25% when we're doing it. So.
Yeah, so we're talking about HELOC. So what is a HELOC? That's a home equity line of credit. Your bank or credit union would be able to get this for you, but let's say you live in a property that's worth, $350,000, right? But your mortgage on it is only at, $200,000, right? You actually have $150,000 worth of equity in your primary residence. So you can actually take out a HELOC, which is borrowing against your own personal residence, and use that as a down payment on a rental property, and then use that rental property income that you're going to be getting, the rent every month, to help pay down that HELOC. That's what we've done.
Okay.
So Ange, tell us, what do we do when we're looking for a rental to buy?
So we go on different websites and we research the local rent rates in that city. For if we're going to do a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, we keep it in that. We do it if it's a townhouse we're buying, we select townhouse, then we select that city. Sometimes there's not in that city, but you can look at the nearby ones. Then we also pick by location. So we'll even do some rural areas, and if they're like being built up, we'll buy there too, because that seems to be like some of our good luck charm ones. I feel like they've been good. And so we'll follow too also what Starbucks is doing. If they're putting up a Starbucks nearby, we'll kind of be like, oh, that area is getting developed, let's buy one there. Also, 3, and the most important of all, you want it to be able to cash flow. Okay, we're going to show you the mathematical equation we use to make our rental properties cash flow. Okay, Ben, show us the Monticello one.
Okay, so rent is $1,949.
So we get 1,000. How much?
$949.
Okay.
Mortgage is $1,237.
1,200 and what?
37.
37.
Association dues are $233.
So rent, we get this much a month, which we have to minus the mortgage and the association. And then how much do we cash flow?
$479.
So every month on this property alone, we cash flow $479. Hey, Angie and Ben, what do you like to cash flow a month? For us, it's just if it's a good long-term investment, and all of our expenses even out and we're paying the mortgage off every month, that's good enough for us. We have always made $100 or more on every rental property, so we are blessed with that a month. And then we just put it towards like expenses if something goes wrong with the rental property, or we put it in a bank account to buy another rental property too. So, anything else you want to add on to that?
Yeah, it's not just about the rent that you're getting each month through cash flow. It's also about the appreciation that's going to happen over the next 30 years with that property. So if you feel like it's a good long-term investment, that the property is going to increase in value, that the area is probably going to demand more in rent, and so your cash flow is probably going to continue to grow over time, it can be a great long-term investment that way. So
See you next time.